Okay, so it is now just after noon. It is time for my lunch, but I'm gonna be going upstairs to record my different seasons review because I have yet to do that. And then I'm gonna come back downstairs, and while I eat my lunch, I'm gonna finish editing last week's vlog to hopefully get put up and scheduled for later this week. Earlier today, I actually ended up uploading my November wrap-up and December TBR. My November wrap-up is published, but my December TBR is scheduled for Wednesday to go up. So I think I'm gonna schedule my vlog to go out on Friday. I think over the course of the day too, since I'm gonna just quickly record this video, I'm gonna edit it today as well. We'll see how that goes. As far as the rest of the day after that, I would like to do reading sprints today because I didn't do any Saturday. Saturday did not end up doing much because I was doing shopping and stuff, but yesterday I did a few reading sprints while I was watching my friend Princess do them, and I got through a little bit more of Christine. I've got just over 2 hours left of the audiobook, so I'm gonna be able to finish it today at some point, whether that is during work or reading sprints this evening, I don't know. I will talk to you guys later today when I've finished Christine, because I will be finishing it at some point during the day. I think it's gonna basically be during sprints because that's more than likely when I'm gonna be able to get the majority of it done, but I will be getting most of it done too while doing my break reading sprints. So we'll see. Okay, review filmed, great, done. That makes me happy. Glad that I got that done. Now it is 12:25. I'm gonna go eat my lunch and we're gonna keep editing that video. So one thing I do want to say though is that all kinds of scatterbrained, and I apologize, but I'm really proud of how my last vlog went because honestly I think it is much more suited to my personality. It shows more of my personality more, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I hope you guys enjoy the content that I'm starting to come out with again, because I just feel like I haven't really shown 100% myself at all in the entirety I've been on YouTube. Like I've always been, you know, myself. I've always been genuine, you know, whatever it is, but I don't think I've always 100% shown my entire personality, and I'm sorry for that, but at the same time, I was always really just nervous to show my whole self because some people like it, some people don't, and that's fine, and I've had to come to grips with that. But the thing is that I'm so tired of feeling like I cannot be myself, and today I actually feel like I've been taking a step in the right direction, and just filming that video, really being able to feel like I put my whole self into that. I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm starting to feel better about who I am as a person and how I present myself, so that's good news. That's a good thing for me because it's been a very, very long journey of being able to accept myself as I am and not give a shit about how other people view me, even if it's negative, because especially with people on the internet, you guys don't really know me as a person. You don't see me 100% day to day. You only see what I show you in vlogs and, you know, in videos. So you really don't 100% know me as a person, but you know, if somebody has something negative to say about me, I don't feel like right now it's something I can't take. Like I can definitely take it because I think I'm starting to see more worth in myself recently, that I'm getting to a point where I can't be fazed by anything anybody else says. Now, give me a couple days, I might be feeling different about that, but we'll see. Like today, at least I feel like I can take on anybody and anything, so progress. I'll show you guys how I do my dice sprints because I didn't get to really explain them all that much in this other vlog. So how we do the sprints is during my breaks, like I showed you, will use my D4 here, 5-minute increments. So the last sprint was 5 minutes because I rolled a 1. But then the D12 is my whole thing with my reading sprints at night. So again, 5-minute increments, a 1 being 5 minutes, rolling a 12 being an hour. So we're gonna actually do that. So last week when I was doing this, I had set up 10 sprints for a weekday, which ended up being way too much. way too many sprints. It was gonna take me way too long to do that. But how I do this is I end up rolling a D12 and a D4 at the same time so that I have the sprint itself and then a break up to 20 minutes. So let's see what our first sprint is going to be. So we have 4, so a 20-minute sprint with a 10-minute break. Let's do sprint number 2. That is gonna be a 5, so a 25-minute sprint with a 5-minute break. Now sprint number 3, I am writing these down so that I know when I go to do my sprints how much I'm actually doing. But sprint number 3, oh, okay, another 25-minute sprint with a 10-minute break that time. Sprint number 4 is gonna be another 25-minute sprint with another 10-minute break. I guess my dice are wanting me to take it a little bit more easy this time with my sprints. I don't know. And we'll do sprint number 5. That's cocked. We're gonna re-roll that one. Okay, there we go. So that's 20 minutes with a 10-minute break. So based on this, I have a feeling I may get through all of these with still quite a bit of time in the evening. So we'll kind of go from here, but if I end up getting through all of these sprints and still have a lot of time, I may just do more, and we'll talk about that when we get to that point. But hey guys, so it's about 3:20 right now, and I've just finished Christine and rated it 5 stars. I did not expect to finish that before my reading sprints today, but I did. And I'm not mad about it, honestly. Like, I just kept listening because, like, during one of my break sprints, there was an hour-long chapter, and so I just continued listening to it because I wasn't doing anything that was going to be distracting me from it, so I read it, and then I stopped for a few minutes before my next break started, and I just finished it in this break. And holy hell, like, I really liked that. That was probably one of my most favorite Stephen King books now. I've said before that, like, the Dark Tower books were really great. Like, it's one of my most favorite series, but I think this is one of my most favorite standalones of Stephen King, because Dr. Sleep was like my #1 favorite so far of his books, but that's a sequel to The Shining, so it's not like it's by itself and by any means. This is my favorite standalone of his right now as it stands. So what that means is that now I get to go get one of my Vampire Academy books to read. And I can't use the audiobook because the audiobook I can get, it's got a long wait list out from the library, and Scrib does not carry the Vampire Academy books for some reason. I don't know why. That just means I can listen to more Critical Role. So, yeah, and actually right now I'm watching episode 36 of Vox Machina. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna keep updating you guys on how far I get because I loved watching myself when I was editing that vlog, geeking out over being a Critical Role fangirl. So it just made my heart happy to see me fangirl over something and enjoy something, because I don't have very many things in my life anymore that I feel like I can comfortably geek out about, and Critical Role is something I just somehow fell in love with. Like, it literally just kind of happened where, like, I heard people talk about it, I was interested in D&D, and I was hesitant to watch the series at first because their episodes are anywhere between like 2.5 to 5 hours long per episode, because they're all live streams. And I was hesitant to start it, but then when I got involved with the Exandria Unlimited campaign over the summer, I just became fully invested in this entire thing, and I decided to embark on the journey of watching the entirety of Vox Machina and then the Mighty Nine, and now they have Campaign 3 going, so I'm enjoying it, which Campaign 3's newest episode just came out today on their YouTube channel, which I'm excited about. It's a nearly 4-hour video, like I'm used to now. Anyway, I'm going to be ending my break here pretty soon. I am going to go grab Shadowkiss, though, because I'll have one more break today in my work day to read at least the first chapter, and then I think what I'm gonna do immediately after is I'm going to get the kitchen cleaned up a little bit, and probably by then I'll be ready to start making dinner. So once I can get dinner done, then we'll do the reading sprints and stuff for the day. I have, by this point, also scheduled out all of the videos I did. I already have edited the different seasons review and uploaded it to be put out on Saturday. Did I schedule it for Saturday? I think I meant to do Sunday. I don't know now. Now I need to check because I feel like I just made a bit of a boo-boo. Because I've been doing it where it's every other day when I start posting a bunch of videos. They come out every other day at 8 a.m. because that's the easiest for me. Yeah, I actually scheduled that for the 11th. That needs to be for Sunday the 12th. There we go. So yeah, I'm very proud of the work I've done today. I have got so much stuff done because both of my November wrap-up is out currently, and I had edited that and my December TBR in the same night, uploaded both of those first thing this morning. Then I finished editing the vlog from last week, which I did not expect to get done as quick as I did, but I didn't have nearly as much footage because I lost some of the footage I had from this past week, which sucked, but still got that out within like the same day, and then recorded, edited, and uploaded a review video all on the same day. Like, that is the most productive I have been with my videos in a long time. And also, I now finished Christine, so I can now also tomorrow during my lunch break record my review for Christine, get that edited tomorrow, and get that uploaded for next Tuesday. I've got a few things for work I do have to do today. It's been kind of hit or miss, like stuff coming in because it's the end of the year. Most people are getting back or going on vacations and stuff because it's the end of the year, so yeah. But anyway, I gotta get a little bit more work done, and I'm gonna go grab Shadow Kiss real quick before I do, just so I have it for my next break, but we will see where we go with that. Hey guys, so it is now just after 7 o'clock, and I put some nails on because my nails are super short from taking my old ones off that I had done like early October, and I really wanted nails again. I was feeling kind of crummy for a few days, and I thought that putting on some nails would be good. So these are the Kiss Gel Fantasy ones. These are the long nails. Happy to have these back on. They're only gonna last me maybe a few days, which it's fine. Like, and it's gonna be kind of hard for me to type because they're a little bit longer than I would like, but it's nothing I haven't done before. But yeah, so I haven't done much reading. I haven't even started Shadow Kiss yet because when I went to start it, I was at the end of an episode of Critical Role that I was watching earlier, so I just finished the episode instead. And I did end up popping out another one of my Alani News. I tried two in last week's vlog. The first one was Hawaiian Shave Ice, and I had tried another one, which was Cosmic Stardust, but the footage I had of trying that didn't save or something. I don't know. I lost it somehow. But the Cosmic Stardust one was really good. The way I describe it is like it had the it had a filmy feeling almost, where like it was like you're basically biting into like a gummy bear, but it was super duper sweet. And it also had like a grape nerds taste. Like it was like the grape nerds flavor, but it tasted like you were biting into a gummy bear, and it was about as sweet as a gummy bear, if that makes sense. Like, it was the weirdest sensation. And then I also had proceeded to dump about half of it by accident on the floor of my library, but I was able to sop that up real quickly, thank goodness. And I noticed with that one that I had only drank a little bit of it compared to the Hawaiian Shave Iced one that I had the day before. And so I had not nearly as much energy as like I had with the Hawaiian Shave Ice with the Cosmic Stardust, but it was still pretty good. I think that in general, especially with trying this one, which is Breezeberry, it's kind of a blue raspberry taste, they're just very sweet. For being not sugary or like not having any added sugars in it, they're really, really sweet. So I would highly suggest for those of you that like sweet things to definitely try this if you're looking for a more, not necessarily natural, but a better energy drink, because at least this is gluten-free, it's vegan, and it has biotin, B12, and B6, whereas most energy drinks don't even have that stuff. And you know, I would say though, if you don't like really sweet stuff, to stay away from this, because I love sweets. Sweets is like one of my like banes of my existence. Like, I always have to have candy or chocolate, and this is a little sweet for me. Like, I can still drink it, no problem. This one I drank about probably 2/3 of it, and it's really good. It's just definitely much sweeter than I think I had expected it to be. So I have this one and then one more in the fridge. I do think in the future I will be getting more of these. This one today, it's been several days since I've had these, and so today when it came to drinking it, I started drinking this around 4 o'clock, 4:15, something like that, and it was actually just after I think I filmed the last clip was when I had started drinking it. So I don't necessarily feel any more energetic than like I normally would. I will say like it did get me over that hump of the sluggishness I was feeling at the end of the day, which was what I was wanting. I wanted it to kind of help me get over that hump, because when I can get over it, I can actually like feel like I'm doing stuff that's more productive, and or at least I can feel more energized to either do things that I want, or at least just to be able to watch the videos I want to watch and like be able to relax, as opposed to just falling asleep on the couch. And I will say they don't keep me up at night really. Like if anything, I just am able to fall asleep pretty easy, which I'm surprised by, because you would think that especially starting an energy drink so late into the day, you would have like a massive caffeine boost to where you wouldn't be able to sleep. But that has not been the case with these, which I think is really good, and is why people will tell you when they drink it that it doesn't have like a harsh crash like most other energy drinks do. With Monster and Rockstar, I've had really bad crashes with them, where like I've said before, like I said in last week's vlog, when I would drink a Rockstar during my 24-hour readathons, I'd pass out at like 5 o'clock and I would crash hard. Like it was complete dead, completely. Whereas like the last 2 days that I've had, you know, those drinks, I've been able to go to sleep and feel fine. Like I'm not exhausted, I'm not crashing, like I'm just, fine. Got a candle on. I have the hot cocoa and cream single wick candle from Bath & Body Works on, which smells divine. And I will be making myself a cup of hot chocolate after I finish my energy drink. But what I do plan on doing right now is starting my reading sprints. I'm gonna start my reading sprints right now, with the first one being a 20-minute sprint. I did bring my diamond painting out, but I'm not really in the mood to work on it today. I think I'm just kind of getting a little burnt out with the fact that I'd spent like 3 days last week in a row diamond painting, and spent like basically, I would say, close to 10 hours of time total over the course of last week working on diamond paintings, and I'm a little burned out by it. But if I feel like I have the gumption to work on it a little bit, because this is the one that I'm working on for my mom for Christmas, I'll do it. I mean, the color that I would need to do tonight isn't really like a huge chunk of the piece itself. It's kind of just like the rimming, I think, of the cups on the sign. Because if you don't know, I'll show you at least what it looks like. But if you don't know, I have this giant diamond painting of the Central Perk sign from Friends. This is for my mom for Christmas. And the piece that I know I would have to do is basically, oh, it's not just the rimming. It's like the outside of the cup here. It's like basically the darkest parts of the cup. So like that really dark blue piece right here is basically what I would have to do, and then the rim of the cup at the top, because it's like the darker parts of it. So yeah, it's really like not a whole hell of a lot. It's just I'm not in the mood to do it today, unfortunately, which is fine. I can, put it off. I've got some time to do it. I do need to still actually measure this and the other 2 ones I have so I can figure out frames for them. Or I may just tell my mom, hey, if you want to frame this, you can. Otherwise, just tack it on the wall. It doesn't really matter which one you do. So I'm going to get started with my first sprint, and we're going to get started with Shadow Kiss. We'll do 20 minutes, and then it'll be a 10-minute break, which I do have the next episode of Vox Machina pulled up. I swear to God, it's not the only thing I watch. I have watched a few other YouTube videos. It just so happens that those videos are shorter, and I always put the next episode of Vox Machina in my Watch Later playlist that follows the episode I'm currently watching. So I'm on episode 37, so I'm gonna go on my Watch Later playlist and add episode 38 to the end of the playlist, which I will get to when I watch a bunch of other YouTube videos of people that I would also like to watch. So yeah, that's kind of how it is. It just ends up being that like I end up watching at least an episode and a half almost every day of Vox Machina, because the other videos that I have put on my watch later playlist don't take the entirety of the day, if that makes sense. Like I'll watch an episode, there'll be a bunch of other videos that I can get through by the end of the day, and then I still have like another half of an episode of Vox Machina I can watch. 20 minutes and start. Reading sprint, let's go. Good morning, everybody. It's about 8:45 in the morning. Coffee is made, freshly warm. Ugh, it's already been a morning. I'm not exhausted. It's just, I definitely want to go back to bed. It's one of those days. It's all right. I'll be taking my meds here in like 15 minutes, so hopefully my sinuses will finally stop acting funny and my anxiety meds will be taken, so I'll be happy for the most part. I did take off the nails I put on last night because I started working and they were actually going to be way too cumbersome. They were too long, and if anything, like they kind of hurt like the first day after I put them on, and just so typing with them was a no-go. I definitely need to get shorter ones, I think, in the future, because I cannot type with these. They're way too long and they'll just pop off. And as it was, my thumb one had already popped off when I went to bed last night. So definitely not working with that. But I did get through quite a bit of Shadow Kiss last night. I didn't get a chance to update you because my camera battery died and then I was too lazy to put it in. So we have a fresh battery in this morning. But last night I ended up getting through the first 114 pages of Shadow Kiss. So I'm currently on chapter 9 and I'm about a quarter of the way through this already. Like, when I say that these books move through super quick, I'm not kidding. I'm going to take these off because I hate this freaking glare with the blue light lenses on my glasses. But yeah, so these books move very quickly. I mean, it's mostly because like it's a YA story from like the mid 2000s, like, so they're not like super complex when it comes to the writing style, and honestly I just really find them enjoyable. This one was published in 2008, it looks like, but the series to me, as kind of older as it is and in some ways a little juvenile because of the temperament of Rose in particular when it comes to like certain things that she does, and she's definitely one of those girls where like she wants to show she's the rebel, you know, like it's still super enjoyable to me. I don't know what it is, like this is not the same kind of feeling I get with a lot of like older YA where it feels like, you know, it's trivial and it feels like the main character is trying super hard. I think I just have a very special place in my heart for this series, even though I never finished it. But I don't know, something about this, even with as old as it is and the kind of campiness that it has, like typical YA paranormal stories with romance, it's not as bad as like I think a lot of people make it out to be, and that might just be my personal opinion. I know a lot of people say that it's, you know, really juvenile and that it's very much playing on stereotypical things from the YA market at that time, which I'm not saying it doesn't. I just think that for some reason it gels with me a little bit better, and I think it's because like I just really enjoy the series genuinely. Like it's just something I, you know, think fondly of when I think of the series, not, you know, the negatives of it. And honestly, I think that there's a lot of things about it that it touches on that we don't give it enough credit for. Like in the first book, Vampire Academy, the talk about like self-harm and stuff, like it wasn't pushed under the rug, but it wasn't glorified either. Like it was a genuine concern of the characters, and there was a lot of talk in the second book about antidepressants and taking them, and unfortunately for Lissa, who was taking them, you know, there was some issues with accessing her magic, which was a huge part of the second book. And in this one in particular, she's starting to go off the meds because she's been given permission for it, provided that she's able to find a way to, you know, kind of temper her magic in some capacity. Now, I don't believe in any way that this is saying like, you should be, off your meds or something, but I think in this case, what it basically is talking about is that for some people, they might not necessarily need the antidepressants, or they only need them for a certain amount of time until they can build the skills that they need to be able to live without them. Like, for instance, with me, my anti-anxiety medication I've only been on for now about 4 months or so, and I have noticed a massive improvement with them, like Lissa does with her antidepressants in Frostbite. But the thing is that I also know in the back of my mind that the reason I'm taking it is because I am unable currently to handle and deal with the emotional instability that I basically will go through because of my anxiety, because of the high intensity, high emotional aspect of my life that is a constant day-to-day basis, and the intrusive thoughts that kind of start that spiral. My emotions are very hard to control. And so the medication really helps me with tempering those intrusive thoughts and being able to then focus more on building the skills I need to keep those thoughts at bay. And I think that's kind of what they talk about a lot with Frostbite when it comes to the reasoning why she needs to be on the meds. Because honestly, the medication keeps her from going crazy, because with using spirit, it does cause a lot of emotional instability and a lot of mental instability in general. And you even see that with another character that comes in Frostbite with Adrian. He's a very good example of, somebody who uses substances in a sense to basically quell the mental issues that come with using spirit. And he's the only other one we know of currently in this world that also uses spirit. And so he's also then helping Lissa essentially figure out a way to tamper the issues without using substances, of course, but finding a way to really control the emotions that she has. And that then leads her to be able to get off the medication in Shadowkiss. Now, where we are currently in the story, she's not 100% able to tap into her magic, but she's starting to. There's a very particular scene where she's able to heal somebody again for the first time since Vampire Academy. And this is very important because this does show that she's able to tap into her magic again. But now we have to see whether or not she's able to handle the emotional and mental aspect that comes with using spirit again. Because in the past, it led her to do a lot of things like self-harm, because she was incredibly upset. She felt like she had to release her emotions and release her tension through self-harm. And I really enjoyed the conversation kind of surrounding around that, the delicateness that is done with that kind of a topic, because it is very easy for somebody like Richelle Mead to either demonize it or glorify it. And I feel like here it's neither. There is no demonizing of the act. There's no glorification of the act either, thinking that it's a good thing to do or that, it's a perfect way to handle your emotions. But there's kind of the middle path that she's gone with this, which I really appreciate. So now that I'm a little bit more awake after talking about that, which I should know better. If I get talking about something I really like, I instantly perk up and feel better. I will be working through more of that today. I think that if I play my cards right over the next couple of days, I could finish that either tomorrow by the end of the day or Thursday, and then be able to record the video depending on which day I finish it, either Thursday during my lunch or Friday during my lunch. I don't 100% know what happens, but it will be done by the end of this week. I can almost guarantee that, because only doing 3 of the sprints that I did yesterday, because I ended up playing Animal Crossing with my sister, like for the other 2 sprints that I had wanted to do. Doing only 3 sprints, I ended up getting, like I said, through the first 114 pages. So I think, especially with reading it during my breaks today, which I'm gonna actually be able to go on here in just a second, I will be able to get through a lot more of that quicker, so I could finish it, in all honesty, likely tomorrow by the end of the day, and even finishing it during the sprints that I have going on Wednesday. I have been preemptively rolling my sprints for this week, going with 5 sprints, just on the off chance that some of them are longer and definitely will take more time. And I've pretty much scheduled out what I would like to do during my lunches and after work for the rest of this week, involving recording, editing, you know, whatever it is, because this weekend I am posting the announcement video for the next round of Battle of the Bookish, and there's other things involved with that, which by the time this video goes out, there'll have been a lot of things going on announced. But basically we have a TikTok that is being created, that we are creating with a friend of mine who has decided to help us with the creation of the TikTok, the managing of the TikTok, things like that. And she's not necessarily a team lead, but she definitely is taking on a massive role for us, where she is going to be handling that platform for us. And so we have a lot of things that we're planning on doing for the next round of Battle of the Bookish that involves that TikTok. And so I have to prepare not just my announcement video to go on YouTube, but then I also have to prepare a TikTok video that goes over the rules specifically of the readathon. So, you know, how exactly you can input books, how many books per prompt can you use, things like that. Like most people that have been a part of Battle of the Bookish for the last couple of rounds, or the House Cupathon before basically it was rebranded to Battle of the Bookish, kind of know how things happen, how things roll. But for those, especially because we're putting this out on TikTok, there's going to be a whole new audience of people that we're hopefully going to bring in that, you know, we definitely would like to make sure the rules are, you know, set in stone for them and they know how to handle it with our Discord. And then we're also going to put our Discord in the bio of our TikTok for people to join. But today in particular, I do want to record during my lunch my review for Christine, because I did finish that yesterday. And then I do need to get the kitchen and the living room cleaned up because I did not clean the kitchen yesterday like I was going to. So I got to do that, and I need to start some laundry because tomorrow I clean the bedroom, which involves usually folding and putting away laundry. So I want to get the laundry started today and have that ready for tomorrow. If I can't finish editing the video over the course of the day today, when I have free moments during my day of work, I'm going to finish editing that after I get done. And then after that, I need to record the announcement video for Battle of the Bookish to then get that edited and prepared for this weekend. And then I need to also log into our TikTok and record the video I'm going to make for the rules video, edit that and save it as a draft so that sometime between when the announcement goes out and the end of December, that video goes out. And then I need to also upload and schedule the review video for Christine and the Battle of the Bookish announcements. And then once that's done, then I can get to reading sprints, which, because I have all these other things going on today, I only have 3 sprints that I rolled for, which I have 10 minutes with a 15-minute break, 40 minutes with a 10-minute break, and then the last sprint is 50 minutes. We're gonna get started with all my other stuff, and I will talk to you guys later. Boy, oh boy, I have been a busy bee today. It is going on 8 o'clock at night, and I'm still here in the office because after work I decided to hook up my personal laptop to one of my monitors so I could edit a video, because after work I ended up editing the announcement video for Battle of the Bookish. So by the time this video goes out, y'all will have seen it more than likely. So that's exciting. And I have almost everything done for today. My video is currently exporting, which is why my laptop sounds like it is about to take off. But I just have to upload my review for Christine that I filmed and edited today and get that scheduled, and then also upload this and get that scheduled. So once that's done, I'll basically have the rest of the evening to myself. Robert, I think, is still gonna be at work for quite some time. I am getting really hungry though. I have not even had dinner yet, and I'm starting to get a headache because I haven't eaten since lunch, so I'm gonna go get a pizza thrown in the oven. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this episode of the new campaign for Critical Role tonight. I don't think I'm gonna have the time to finish it. I'll finish it tomorrow, but I do wanna get through some reading sprints because I haven't really touched the book I've been working on, Shadow Kiss, much today. I've read maybe 1 chapter, and that's because I was just really exhausted most of the day. I just was super sluggish. So I do want to get my reading sprints done today though, so that I can make some progress in this. My camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna head off for the night, and I'll let you guys know where I end up tomorrow. Hey guys, so my battery's pretty low on this computer. No, camera, so I may have to clip out here for a second, but basically I just wanted to update you guys. It's about 3:45 in the afternoon on Wednesday, and I am so drained. I'm so tired. I even grabbed one of my other energy drinks. This is my last one of my Alani News, and I think I'm gonna get more today while I go out, because even though Robert has a day off today, he is not home, but he left me the car because he went to go hang out with his parents for the day. And they were in town, picked him up, and they decided to go about an hour and a half away-ish to another town to go check it out, because they've never been over to that like big city. So they went to do that, and I'll give you guys an update in just a second once I replace the battery on my camera. All right, there we go. That's better. So now I have a new battery in here. So yeah, anyway, I got dressed today because I specifically had asked for the car so that I could go to the library today and pick up the Pet Cemetery book that I had requested be transferred to the library I went to this past weekend, and it came in Monday, I think. And so then because Robert had the day off today, I wanted to go get it. And then it was like the plan that his parents were going to be in town anyway, so I just asked that instead of him taking our car, that he would leave it for me so that I could go to the library on my lunch, because I wasn't sure what time his parents were going to be here to pick him up. And actually they ended up getting here around lunchtime anyway, so pretty much when they left to head out, I left to go to the library and picked that up, came back home, and didn't really have time to do any chores during my lunch break, because by the time I got back it was like 12:30 and I needed to still eat my lunch, so ate that. The whole day today for work has been like super duper slow. Like there's been nothing for me to do all day. I'm a little bored, and I think that's why I'm like super tired, and so that's why I grabbed my last energy drink here. I do have a can of Monster in the fridge though still from when I was gonna do that 24-hour readathon around Halloween, but you know, that's the only other one. So I do plan though on going out for a little bit today. I've been racking around in my brain whether I want to make the effort to go to the mall that's about 20 minutes away that I frequent quite often. It's got the bookstore that I went to over the weekend, and I basically want to go there because I would like to go to a couple stores to get some last Christmas presents for Robert and a couple of other people. They have a calendar store there that I would like to go to for just to see like if I can find anything that I think would work for any family member. As far as reading update, I am through more of Shadow Kiss. I'm currently over the 200 page mark. I am on page 238. I'm on chapter 17. I read basically up to page 190 last night, and then have been reading a little bit here and there today since. Haven't done as much as I want, and because I'm going to be going out today, I don't think I'm going to read much until I get back this evening, which I'm not sure what time I will. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. But I did get Pet Cemetery, so that's there, and I do have the audiobook through Scribd, so once I can get through this and Blood Promise, I will be able to start Pet Cemetery, which actually, now that I think about it, I should probably check to see when this book is due back, because I don't know that off the top of my head. It is due back the 29th. Okay, so I've got about a little less than 3 weeks, I think, left, or something like that. Let me check. It might be 3 weeks. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 weeks from today. But anyway, I do have about 45 minutes now left of work, and I'm gonna power through it, and we'll kind of see where the rest of the day goes. But I will be heading out to the mall later today, and if I'm feeling confident enough, maybe you guys will see something, but I don't really know. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so I am terrible about updating you guys recently. I don't know what's going on, but it's, I think, 9:30, something like that. It's getting to be fairly late in the day, but I wanted to show you guys something in particular that was a surprise for me from my husband, because he loves me very much and knows what I love. So let me show you guys something he got while he was out with his parents. So this is a little pop-out advent calendar thing. So essentially how this works is the whole thing, it's like a pop-up book, right? And this tree is what pops out when you open it. Now the advent calendar part is that every day there are these little ornaments that are the characters of the Nightmare Before Christmas, and so you get one and you can put it on your tree as a countdown to Christmas. And I love this so much because this makes it so reusable. Like, this is something I can break out every single year for Christmases to come. What makes this even better is that, you know, Robert and I weren't even really sure if we could put out a Christmas tree this year because we don't really have a lot of room in the living room to do so. So he found this for me so that we could have at least a little bit of a Christmas tree, and I thought it was perfect to put in my office so that I had a little Christmas decoration, and every day I can open up a new one. So I did go through the first 8 days and opened up the ornaments. So we have Dr. Finkelstein down here, and Sally, and the Pumpkin King, and Zero, and we have, I think, 2 of the boys or the kids that are lock, shock, and barrel. I don't know which ones are which, but we have the girl here. The boy is somewhere in here, but it's like a whole 3D thing, and there's a Jack in here somewhere too. There he is. There's our little Mr. Jack Skellington. So yeah, this is super awesome. So from now on, every morning, I'm gonna open up one of the little days in the advent calendar, and we will put a character on the tree, and this makes me so excited. For those of you that do not know, I am a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan. It is my favorite Halloween and Christmas movie, and yes, I definitely watch it both times during the year. I will watch it any time of the year, quite honestly. It is one of my favorite movies ever. And so what's really fun is that Robert really likes to play that up a lot of times, as well as my sister. My sister for Christmas a lot of times will have like themes dedicated to like what kind of presents she gets for me. So a couple of years ago for Christmas 2019, which would have been the year that I got engaged, she had a whole Nightmare Before Christmas themed present theme for me. So she got me several of the Pop Funkos of Nightmare Before Christmas, and unfortunately, I believe most of those are at my desk at my office that I have not been to in now almost 2 years. So that sucks, but it's likely that soon I could go back, like within the next couple of months, maybe like once a month, which would be pretty okay. Like, it's something I had already arranged because of the fact that working remotely seems to work better for most of our team anyway, but they do want us to try to have at least one day every few weeks or so where we're kind of face to face to break up the monotony. So yeah, anyway, but whenever I get back to being able to go to the office, I'm gonna get all my Pop Funkos that I have there and bring them back home because they've been collecting dust for almost 2 years and they should come home. They've been needing to come home for almost 2 years, and I didn't get a chance to bring them all because I wasn't allowed in the office. So anyway, that was the really awesome surprise, but when I was out, I ended up getting the last of the Christmas presents I needed for everybody, thank God. Now I just have to wait for some stuff to come in that had been ordered that was being shipped. I have a present for my mom, one for my dad, an order of stuff for my sister, and stuff for Robert that's supposed to come in hopefully before Christmas. I did also get a couple books while I was out. I did get one that was Christine by Stephen King, and the other 2 books I got were the last 2 books I needed in the Twisted Tales series, which were Once Upon a Dream, I think, which is the Sleeping Beauty one, and then A Whole New World, which is the Aladdin one, both by Liz Braswell. So I got those, and then I did get another book, but it was for my grandma. It's The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. And normally she's not really a horror fan of any kind, but I really thought she would like this, mostly because of the native representation in it. Because fun fact, if you guys don't know anything about me, I have some native blood. My grandmother is half native, I think, and I'm pretty sure it's half native, but it's from her father's side, basically. So I'm like a 16th, I think, something like that. I think that's how the delineation works of some kind. I could be wrong, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so the whole reason I'm talking about this is because The Only Good Indians is a book that takes place on a reservation, but it does involve essentially some ideas of the supernatural aspects of native culture, where like there's stories of like how animals have spirits. And so this one delves into the idea that there's these 4 boys who kill a deer and it's not a very pretty sight, and essentially the spirit of that animal ends up haunting them, and the 4 stories that are involved in it are the spirit haunting these 4 men now that they are much older. And I thought my grandmother would really like it because of the Native representation, and she likes reading stories in general that talk about Native people, so it's a little outside of her comfort zone, I think, but I really think she's going to appreciate the attention to detail about the kind of myths surrounding around these spirits, because Stephen Graham Jones is Native. It is an own voices novel in the sense that it plays on stories and myths that he grew up with. I think she'll like it, and if she doesn't, that's fine, because if she doesn't want the book, I will take it because I've read it and I really, really liked the audiobook of it, so I would love a copy of it if she did not want it. Oh look, there's one of the girls. This is Ying. This is one of our babies. Unfortunately, both of our rats have tumors. They're not doing super hot. They're reaching the end of their lifespan, basically, is the thing. But this is one of our babies. This is little Ying. She is the more social of the 2, but she's being a little bit shy, aren't ya? You just want to be next to Mama, don't ya? Yeah. She's such a cutie. But yeah, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I kicked their food. Anyway, I'm basically getting ready for bed at this point, or at the very least, I'm going to go snuggle up in bed and maybe read a little bit more of Shadow Kiss. Haven't made any more progress since I talked to you guys earlier because, like I said, I was out shopping. But yeah, so I'm gonna basically go maybe read, I think, at least another chapter of this before I settle down for the evening. I'd like to get to maybe the 250 mark, because I think, yeah, I'm on page 238. So if I read another chapter, I'll get to like the 250 mark, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. But I would like to be able to finish this tomorrow if I can, because I had really wanted to try to get a review out for this by the end of this weekend so that I could spend some time getting through some other books. But anyway, we're gonna get all snuggled up in bed here. And sorry for how yellow that turned. Jeez, oh Pete, that lighting is weird. The lighting in these rooms is not consistent at all. So anyway, heading off for the night. I will talk to you guys tomorrow with an update on how much more I get through of Shadow Kiss. Good morning, everybody. It is time to open the next day with the Ornament Advent calendar. So we are on December 9th right here, so let's take a look. Oh boy, if I can get it. There we go. All right, so the ornament we get for today is, oh, it's the other one of Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Okay, so I do have now all 3 of the kiddos, which is good. So we're gonna put this guy right here. There. I may have dropped the other 2, I don't know. I saw the other one yesterday, but I think I dropped one of the other guys at one point, so. But there we go. It's all set for the day, and so we'll come back again tomorrow for the next one. Okay, coffee is made, and I am going to be taking my meds for today because it is that time of the morning. So another reminder for those of you that take medication, if you have yet to take it, please do, because that is very important. No matter if it seems silly, even if it's just vitamins, make sure that you take your meds. But more specifically, if you take meds for your mental health or your physical health, where like you know, need it to help regulate things in your body, definitely take it, please. Like, super duper important. And I'm gonna take my glasses off to try to avoid some of that blue light glare, because I realize how annoying that is, and I apologize. But let's go over today what the plan is, because I would like to try to be a little bit more productive than I have been the last couple of days. So first things first, I do want to try and get my diamond painting continued, because the one that's for my mom for Christmas is like super important for me to get done. I need to get that done here in the next like week or so, so I really need to get my butt in gear with that. Next thing is I do need to make sure today I finish Shadow Kiss. I need to make sure that over my breaks, not including this one that I'm currently on, I get this read. If you guys hear anything outside, that is the trash people coming by and picking up everybody's garbage for today. Today during my lunch, I need to film the TikTok I need to make for Battle of the Bookish that is about recommendations for the Egyptian team's prompts, which really won't take me too much time. It's more a matter of getting the clips like quickly recorded, and then probably either during my lunch still or sometime during the day if it's a little slow, editing that, or waiting until at the end of the day, whatever ends up happening, you know, because I have no idea whether or not things are going to pick up at all with work today. Other things that I would like to do, I would like to try to get the office cleaned up during my lunch as well, probably after I film the TikToks, and I need to still fold and put away the laundry in the bedrooms and sweep the floor in the bedrooms, so that's gonna probably all get done during my lunch after I film those TikToks. Then the other thing is I do want to do reading sprints. I want to make sure I get some reading sprints done today at some point, and I need to wash my hair, and I think I'm gonna do a facial tonight as well, so that'll be after I get done with work. I actually should also update my reading journal. So, oh, that's another thing. I did finally get my 2022 reading journal all set up, so I'll give you guys a quick show of that, just like the outside of it, and then kind of talk about what I threw into it. So I've got all these cute little stickers. I've got the one in the middle that says make your own magic, another one here that says what is it, no one is too old for fairy tales, which I thought was super cute, a sticker with a bunch of plants on it, and then I've got a do what you love, love what you do sticker, and then a little butterfly sticker here, and then on the back I have a Disney sticker that says always be true to you. Then this one that says one book a day keeps reality away, which is kind of my life motto at this moment. Little book sticker here, a little book stack picture here, and then a little rose flower, something like that. I did go through and like make a lot of spreads for this starting out. So I started off with just making the cover page. I still have to do a lot of coloring with it, so I don't really want to show a lot of it, but I did start a year in review page, which I will show. It's basically a lot of washi tape that acts as like bookshelves, and I've got a little thing of books here. I think I'm gonna change this because they're a little small. I don't know whether or not I'm going to keep them like this, but I would like to basically write the titles of books on the spines, like how Books with Chloe does it. But I think I just made this way too small for that. I don't know. I'm still going to see like whether or not this ends up working or not. We'll kind of figure that out as we go. But then the other thing I will show, because all I'm going to add to this is maybe some washi tape, but I did create a books read spread where like basically it's going to be an overview of the entire year. And up this page I got to like 40, and I have several more pages that are blank dedicated to that in case I read more than 40 books, because at this moment in time I think I've read almost 80 this year, and so I definitely want to make sure that I have enough room for next year, especially because we're going to be doing Battle of the Bookish, so I'm probably going to read a lot of books, at least 10 just in the first month, so I want to make sure that I have enough room for the rest of the year. So I've got several pages like dedicated to that. Then I have, for the rest of my yearly spreads, I have some reading goals for 2022, which I'm going to make a video for before the end of the year. I have a little section for my YouTube goals. I have some Twitch goals because I would like to try to get back to streaming on Twitch in the new year because I've been meaning to get back to it. I think I talked about this earlier. I just got to get a new webcam basically, or at least find the one I had because I don't know where it went in the move. And then I have some writing goals for next year because I would like to get back to writing. And then I have a book format tracker because I would like to kind of see how many of different formats I tend to read. I do know I tend to read a lot of physical books, mostly like every year, like that's kind of what I read the most of, but I also want to track like how many of them that I read this year are from my personal library as opposed to things that are borrowed. I'm pretty sure I read more from my personal library, which is anything that's physical or ebook or audiobook that I bought from like Audible. So I have a good feeling that's going to continue within this next year, but then I would like to see, you know, like what kind do I seem to read the most of during different parts of the year. So I also want to try to use this as a way to start trying to read more manga, graphic novels, and comics because I have started building a collection of those. So I would like to try to get through some of them much more quickly. And then I do have a spread dedicated to the top 20 anticipated 2022 releases. Not that I'm going to be buying a lot of them until at least my birthday, but I wanted to go through next year's releases and see what exactly are like some of my most anticipated. I might not fill all 20 spaces. It really depends on what is coming out. And I know that there's a lot of sequels and stuff coming out next year to series I haven't even started, so I don't know whether or not I would mark them as anticipated unless they are by authors that I already really like. So then, because I'm going on a book buying ban next year, I do have a kind of savings tracker that I've put in here for the first 6 months of the year, just so that I can kind of have a physical representation of like how much am I actually saving by not buying books, like through, you know, the Kindle daily deals, or, you know, going and shopping like every weekend or so to get at least one book. And that's going to help me, I think, with being able to break my habit. Then I have my January spread from there, which is basically like my pretty standard one. I did add some spreads to this though, because I want to try to encourage, you know, like my YouTube stuff and Instagram and Twitch and writing. So I've got like my cover page, which has the calendar for the year and my TBR, and then I have a page that's dedicated to the books I, you know, read, and then the tracking of like whether they're physical books, audiobooks, you know, stuff like that, and then my page is read. Then I have a one-page spread for the YouTube videos. I'm planning on coming out with the a one-page spread for my Instagram posts, a spread for my Twitch and YouTube streams, because like I said, I want to get back to streaming on Twitch and sometimes on YouTube, doing like reading sprints, stuff like that, or productivity sprints. A spread for TikTok posts, because I would like to maybe be more involved in TikTok, especially because we have a page for Battle of the Bookish that I think I would like to try and make my TikTok a little bit more of a bookish TikTok kind of thing. Then I have 2 calendar spreads that are for my reading and writing schedule, so that I can try to encourage myself to read and write like a set amount every day of some kind. And then I have a double page spread for ratings of the books I read this month. And then that's going to usually just be like a double page spread, because I don't usually read more than what 2 pages like a double spread will have. So like I've got like this, just like a flat lay of that. So then the last section is for anything that's a 5-star. I've been doing this thing with my reading journal for this year, which you can see because I've got pages sticking out of it, where I've been making kind of basic, rudimentary, like spreads for books that were 5 stars. They're not like anything interesting in this, like they're kind of sloppy because I got very, very lazy, but I would like to try to this year take a little bit more time to go back to doing some scrapbooking kind of things that I used to do when I was really younger that I really enjoyed. So I would like to do that more with the 5-star reads I have this year and make them a little bit more aesthetic for the book and really kind of just showcase a little bit more creativity. Like I really want this next year to be focused in a lot of creativity and just making things more of how I initially envisioned them in my head, if that makes sense, instead of just being lazy and sloppy and, you know, just throwing things together and calling it good. Like I actually want to take some time to get some stuff made. So that's basically it. I don't know whether or not this whole January spread is going to carry over every month, but I would like for it to. But I realized after I planned out my January spread that this bullet journal I currently have is fairly small. Like this is probably going to get filled up before the end of the year, and I'm going to have to get another one to finish up the year or something like that. I don't really know. Or I may just throw in like pages that I don't use from my other bullet journal for this year and throw it in here as like, you know, extra pages to use, and try to keep it all together. Like we'll see how that goes. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. I will talk to you guys a little bit later. I will try to update you when I get done with Shadow Kiss, because, or at least make further progress. I like it so far. I really like it a lot. There's some interesting things going on in terms of things that came up in book 1 that are coming back around. I like how this one in general, like each of the books so far has been focusing on like one particular thing, but little things here and there from the other books like kind of pop up, and some of them have more significance than others, but in all honesty, like each of the books has their own massive plot, and I'm kind of excited for where this is going because like there's just some mystery surrounding around something that happened from book 2 that is kind of, in a literal sense, coming to haunt Rose. So we'll see how that goes. But I gotta go, so I'll talk to you guys later today. Good morning, everybody. If you hear that fan, it is from the bathroom, so I apologize. Robert is up and getting ready for work. But today we are going to open day number 10 of the Ornament Advent calendar. So let's see what we get. Ooh, it's the Easter Bunny. Cute. All right, awesome. So we get the little Easter Bunny that they accidentally steal, lock, shock, and barrel. So let's put the Easter Bunny on this side. We don't really have a spot yet, so there we go. So hello, everybody. It is almost 9:30 in the morning. Like I said, Robert is up and getting basically ready for work, so the fan is from the bathroom. So anyway, it's about 9:30. Have a few things I have to do for work, but I figured I'd take a quick break just because I want to talk about how things are going with my reading and stuff. Take my glasses off again to avoid that blue light because that is really annoying to see just in the viewfinder of my camera. But yesterday I did read about 62 pages more of Shadow Kiss. I didn't finish it, but I did start this morning by reading a chapter. So I'm currently on page 317. I'm on chapter 22, so I'm nearing the end of this. I have, I think, like 130 pages or so. So I'm probably not going to film the review for this until after work today because I think I'm going to spend the majority of my lunch working on reading this while I eat. I do have to get dishes put in the dishwasher and clean the bathroom, but that's not going to take me too long to do. So the majority of my lunch will be reading more of this and eating my lunch, and then probably, like I said, by the time I end work today, I'll be able to film, or at the very least, I'll only have a little bit left of this, and then I can film the review for this because I would like to try to get it done, you know, today at some point. But then the other things I want to do are obviously edit the review for that and then get that uploaded and scheduled, and then probably start also the next book in the Vampire Academy series, which is Blood Promise. So anyway, where I'm at with this is I'm seeing that I'm not enjoying it as much as the first two, and I can tell that because it's taking a lot more effort to go back to the book, because I think that this one is kind of suffering from middle book syndrome where there's not a lot of stuff happening, but it is basically setting up a lot of more of what the rest of the books are going to go into. Like, don't get me wrong, there is this whole point in this one where the things that are happening in book 1 kind of come to fruition, and there are some lingering aspects from book 2 that are kind of really being brought up also in this, but there's not a lot of plot other than that. It's kind of, like I said, just more so extending the plot lines we've seen in Vampire Academy and Frostbite, kind of coming around and chickens coming to roost in a sense. The one thing though I guess that does get explained a little bit more is the relationship of the bond between Rose and Lissa. There are some things that kind of get explored because of the extension of plots from the last 2 books, if that makes sense. There's basically, because of the events that have happened, there is some more exploration and kind of understanding of what exactly is the nature of the bond between Rose and Lissa. And there's a lot of stuff with Adrian, who comes in book 2, that I think is incredibly important to recognize, because he is a huge, like, reason why things kind of continue and spiral and, you know, pick up speed a little bit, because he is somebody that we learn in book 2 is a very helpful teacher when it comes to helping Lissa control her powers and essentially like learn how to then expand her ability to use spirit, because you find out very early on when he comes in that he is another spirit user. They're not a very common kind of Morai, but he is another royal Morai specifically too, who knows how to handle some aspects of Spirit. But the thing is like, he doesn't know how to do everything Lissa does. Lissa doesn't know how to do everything he does. So they're kind of having to learn with each other. Again, like, it's all stuff that, like, you would kind of expect to happen by this point. Like, you're already kind of assuming that this is stuff that's gonna, like, come up. So it's not, like, a big shock by any means that it all comes up. And so it kind of is, like, dragging in a sense because of that. So it's definitely suffering, I think, from a little bit of middle book syndrome, but it's still good. Like, I'm still enjoying it. I do feel like that when I get into the book, I definitely feel like it's still flying by very quickly. Like, I'm kind of surprised I got through 62 pages last night because I only really read a couple of chapters, and I just didn't expect to have read that much. I thought I maybe had read like 30, like around half of what I actually ended up reading. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I feel like it's a little interesting to see kind of how this book is faring, but I think in general so far it's pretty good. Anyway, I gotta get back to doing a little bit more work this morning before my next break, where I will read another chapter. And like I said, I probably, if I don't finish it by the time I finish work today, I will finish it up after work and then today film, edit, and upload the video for it, because I don't think I'm gonna have a ton to say in the review video, just based on kind of like what I've spoken with you here. So yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on that one. Anyway, I will speak to you guys later after I've done some more reading. Hey guys, so it is about 20 to 4. I've got a little bit more than an hour left of work, but I just got my other Christmas present. So this one is from Liv, and I'm gonna basically take this upstairs and you're gonna go with me because I kind of want to just stand and talk with you guys for a little while. So get the light turned on upstairs and step over my husband's crap that he left from when he went Christmas shopping yesterday. He did actually end up getting me something else that he showed me yesterday, because he is really, really bad about like not wanting to wait until Christmas to give me shit. So this is not the first time he's done this. He will usually end up giving me at least one of my presents early, and one of those was my Kindle that he gave me early on Thanksgiving. He said he wanted it to be like a tradition of sorts where on Thanksgiving we would give each other like an early Christmas gift, so I gave him one of his, and he gave me my Kindle. But then he went out a couple days ago on Wednesday with his parents, and he said it wasn't technically a Christmas gift, but my little ornament tree thing here was also kind of a Christmas gift. It wasn't, but it was kind of thing. And then yesterday, he went after getting out of work early with a friend of ours to go do a little bit of shopping for Christmas. And he got me a copy of the Scorpion King movie, which, if you're not aware, I am a huge fan of the Mummy franchise, and the Scorpion King was basically a set of movies. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them basically, but they all center around a character that was brought up in The Mummy Returns, which was the Scorpion King. But the actual Christmas present he got me though yesterday was seasons 1 through 7 of Game of Thrones, because I have read the entirety of the Song of Ice and Fire series, and I have been meaning for a long time to watch the show. It's kind of been one of those things though where like I've been a little afraid to watch it though, because it's one of those shows like I remember growing up, my parents would watch and they're like, you're too young for this, you're not allowed to watch this kind of thing. So now as an adult, it's not that I'm afraid to watch it because like of the content, because I know exactly what happens having read the books, but in all honesty, I am really bad about watching new things. I don't know what it is, but with new movies, new TV shows, something in me just has no motivation to watch them, even if they've been out for a long time, you know? And I know that like really it's just I gotta kind of get over the hump and start watching it kind of thing, because I've done that with a ton of TV shows where I've really liked them and, you know, watched either all of them or the majority of the episodes or, you know, the movies or whatever, but there's just some where, for some reason, Game of Thrones being one of them, where it's really hard for me to find the motivation to even start. And I guess technically I have watched the first episode, like the very first episode, and I liked it, but I also wasn't 100% paying attention, I think, at the time. And this was like 2 years ago that I watched the first episode. This was back when we were living in our apartment, basically. And I don't know, we just never continued it. But at the time I was like working through, I think, book 4 or 5 at the time when we decided to watch the first episode, and I just never continued with it. So one of my Christmas gifts was that he wanted to actually get me the DVD set so that I could, you know, in my own time watch it. And it only has 1 through 7 for some reason. He said he couldn't find anything that had the full series, but that's fine, because honestly, I heard season 8 really sucked, and so I don't really know if I want it. I think that that's like my biggest fear, is seeing that go south, because I am very bad about adaptation as it is. Like, I am definitely a person where if an adaptation is not done where I think that the book is done justice, where I feel like the most important things are put in, where I feel like characters' arcs that were presented in the books are put in, I'm usually one to get very disappointed by an adaptation very quickly. And there have been a handful of movies or TV shows that I think have done their books justice, but I'm nervous to start Game of Thrones only because I've heard a lot of people say, who were fans of the books, that it diverts very, very far in a lot of ways from the books themselves. Now it's going on, I think, 4 o'clock, so I got like an hour left of work, and I think today is a good day to watch some Christmas movies, or like have them at least playing in the background and reading, because while I'm here, I will update you guys with where I am at. I have read quite a bit of Shadowkiss. I'm currently on page 402, so I've got about 41 pages left of this. So I'm gonna finish this up today after I finish work. Then I'll film the review, and then I think I'll spend the rest of the evening kind of just relaxing, chilling out. I think I was gonna make pasta today for dinner, but I think I'm gonna actually make a pizza because I really don't want to do anything today. And I'm gonna spend the day working on Blood Promise, and probably just throwing on some Christmas movies in the background, because I'm in a very Christmassy mood for some reason today. I just really want to curl up on the couch and not do a whole hell of a lot, and probably work a little bit more on my diamond painting. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait on the Disney Plus login, because apparently Hulu doesn't have any of the Christmas movies I want to watch, and I'm fairly certain my mother had watched most of the Christmas movies we would watch on Disney Plus, because she was watching them earlier this week, I think, when she was wrapping presents. Anyway, so gotta wait for my dad to call me back, because he's the one that has the Disney Plus information that we use. I think leading up to that though, I'll read a little bit of Shadowkiss while I wait for him. Made a nice chai latte, as you guys saw, or it's more of just like a chai tea, basically. So the first one I have is a 5-minute sprint. So I'll basically just read one of the 3 chapters I have left of this, because I literally only have 3 chapters left of this book. I've got, like I said, 40 pages or so, so it's not gonna take me too long to get through it. And honestly, these chapters fly through super quick. Like, I get 1 chapter done, which is anywhere usually between 20 to 30 pages in like 10 minutes, because I don't know, for some reason the writing just, it's like speed reading almost with these books. But I think what I will say is, because I only have like 40 pages left, this is getting a 4-star. I finally also took the sticker off of it that I had from the bookstore. But yeah, I think like 40 pages left. This is going to be a 4-star because I really like it a lot. I think it's definitely set up a lot of stuff for the next books, but it does kind of suffer in some ways from a little bit of middle book syndrome. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about most with the review when I film it later tonight. Robert is going to be working till I don't know when. Somehow last night he got out early, but didn't still get home until almost 10 o'clock. But I don't know if today is going to be more of the same or if he's going to have a later night tonight. I have no idea. And I'm not even really hungry yet for dinner, so I'm going to hold off on making my pizza until I start actually getting hungry, because it doesn't take too long to make. It takes maybe 5 minutes for the oven to warm up, and then the pizza is usually like 12 minutes or so. So it's not going to take that long at all, so I can hold off until I'm like getting really, really hungry. So anyway, let's get started with this for right now. Alright, so my dad hooked us up. We are in our account. So I think what I'm going to start with, so there's Nightmare Before Christmas, which I definitely would watch. Okay, here, holiday movies and stuff. So I want to watch, let's see if they have it. Yay, there it is, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Okay, so this one is one of my childhood favorite movies. This was a big, big hit every year with my family for Christmas, and it just brings a lot of good memories. So I'm going to start with this one for my Christmas movie marathon for tonight. Alright, so it's now almost 8 o'clock. I finished Shadow Kiss, made the review, edited it, and uploaded and scheduled it. So that's all done. And I watched not just the Christmas movie I was watching, but then I also watched Mickey Christmas Carol. So that was like another half hour. And then I decided I was going to switch over to watching some Survivor, because I haven't watched it in a couple weeks, and I'm on season 2, episode 5. So I figured I'd watch that. I don't know, I just got in the mood to watch it. I was going to also then put in Elf, because I have the DVD for Elf and I could watch it, but I figured I'd wait until tomorrow to do that, because I'm probably going to be by myself for most of the day tomorrow anyway, so I might as well make it more of an event to watch Elf. And I've got the oven started preheating to make my pizza, so I'm starting to get hungry because now it's, like I said, it's almost 8 o'clock. I do have Blood Promise down here with me. I'm going to take the sticker off as I talk to you so I don't forget. I did not realize that, for one, Blood Promise is significantly thicker than Shadow Kiss was. Let me see how many pages this is. Oh wow, this is 503 pages. So as of now, this is the biggest book in the series. I did not know that they were going to get steadily bigger. That's interesting. All right, so now the pizza's in the oven for about 11 minutes. So I don't think I'm going to start reading that yet. I'm going to finish this episode of Survivor before I go back to doing some reading sprints. But I would, like I said, like to get through Blood Promise by the end of the weekend, because I think I can. These chapters fly by so quick that I don't see any reason as to why I can't. It is possible my mom will be coming to visit me tomorrow, though, at some point, mostly to drop off my anxiety medication because that got refilled at the pharmacy back home. So I need that. I'm gonna need that by next week basically. So I would like to try and get this done before Sunday, but I don't know. It will depend on how exactly tomorrow goes, I think, in general, for me to figure out whether or not it's gonna be this weekend or not. Thinking that tomorrow is gonna mostly be sprints and getting the diamond painting done because I worked on it a little bit today during my breaks and stuff, so I've got a few colors of it done, but I think tomorrow and Sunday I'm gonna really try to get the rest of it done so that I don't have to worry about it the rest of the month and I can have it ready for Christmas. Good morning, everybody. It is time again to open up a new ornament, and today we're gonna do number 11. So let's see what we get. Today's ornament for the tree is, ooh, Mr. Oogie Boogie himself. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, so Oogie Boogie, I'm gonna put, I think, right over here on the corner. There he is. Okay, so the plans for today, not still sure really if my mom is going to come see me. She's getting her hair done today, which was kind of like her big thing, and then she said that if she was feeling up to it, she would at least get my prescription that I need, but she wasn't sure if she was going to come today or tomorrow. It really just depended on how she was feeling after she got her hair done. Now the thing is today, it's really windy. Like, you're probably gonna hear the wind pounding on the house multiple times at some point, like as I talk and stuff, because we out here in Michigan are supposed to get like 50 to 60 mile per hour winds today, which is pretty abnormal. It's not often we have stuff like that. And as of now, all the snow that we had got, I think it was last weekend, now is like completely gone because last night we had some rain like overnight. So most of that's gone, and we're actually supposed to have some really warm weather here for the next handful of days. And then it's gonna drop right back down to like below 40. So next Friday, I'm probably gonna have a massive headache, which is gonna suck, but I will suck it up. So last night I did read a little bit of Blood Promise, not a whole heck of a lot. I really only read like the first 20 pages or so of it. I pretty much read the prologue and the first chapter, which already immediately is going very interestingly because I did not realize that in this book we meet a character named Sydney, who I know is the main character of the spin-off series that was in the same world as Vampire Academy, the Bloodline series. And it follows, I think, specifically her and Adrian, if I'm not mistaken. I would like to try to read today as much of it as I can and then finish this tomorrow so that I can get the review made for it. Today we had our announcements for Battle of the Bookish go out. My video I thought was scheduled for 8 a.m. this morning, but turns out it's not until noon that it was scheduled out for. So in about half an hour, I'm gonna be posting the video in our Discord, but we have everybody super excited. Everyone's starting to pick their teams that were already in the Discord, and everybody's already starting to buzz about it, which I'm really excited for because, especially with the addition of TikTok, this is going to be an interesting experiment in how we are able to handle the social media stuff with it. And I think too, we're gonna see whether or not we are capable of handling multiple readathons over the course of the year, whether they're 24-hour readathons, week-long ones, because we have heard a lot of people ask for more consistent updates, basically, where, like, you know, we would, instead of having a 6-month gap between readathons, maybe we do, you know, 24-hour readathons or weekend readathons or week-long ones, kind of just to keep the idea of the readathon itself going. So I think I will be more interested in doing that myself, but I don't know whether or not it's something that everybody is going to be able to do, like, on a more timed basis, where, like, after 3 months we do like a week-long, you know, readathon, or once a month we do 24 hours, you know, like, we haven't really discussed that, but we have talked about the idea that we would like to try to see if we could do that, if there's enough interest. So I think that with the addition of TikTok, it's going to be really important for us to play on that and really get people to be more involved with it. So Anyway, I'm excited to see how this is gonna go because I think that with the beginning of next year, I feel definitely much more creatively inspired to where I feel like I would be more capable of handling more in terms of handling the responsibilities of the readathon stuff, because I think I'm in a much more stable mindset right now where I can handle that. Everything has been up in the air for the last like little while, and now I feel like I'm a little bit more grounded, or at least getting closer to the ground, if that makes sense. So yeah. Anyway, I'm though gonna go and drink more of my coffee and read some of Blood Promise. So I'm basically just waiting to hear whether or not my mom's gonna come out today. If not, that's fine. She'll probably come tomorrow. But I don't really have any plans for the rest of the day. I slept in till about 10:30 this morning, so I'm feeling good. I kind of just want to chill out. So I think I'm gonna put on a lo-fi video, like lo-fi music video from my Watch Later playlist, and kind of just chill out and enjoy my morning. And I think later today, if Mom does not end up coming out to see me, I'm gonna continue working on her diamond painting. So yeah, but we'll get started with our sprints for today at the very least so that I can get a jump start. I also, though, like I said yesterday, do need to film a TikTok, but I'm gonna wait until I feel a little bit more awake, I guess, and make some progress in my book. But the first sprint we're gonna do is gonna be a 20-minute sprint, because like I had talked about before, preemptively did my sprint rolling so that I had a plan for like how much I was gonna actually try to read every day. So we're gonna set our timer for 20 minutes, and I don't have a flower I can use, I don't have a plant I can use to do anything with, and apparently my battery is really low, even though I'm pretty sure I charged it, but I probably just didn't have my charger set the right way on my phone, because apparently with my charging cord, it can only go one way where it's gonna actually charge anything, so that's great. But yeah, we're gonna sit for about 20 minutes, and we'll get started with reading. Okay, 2 reading sprints down. I have now changed into some more actual, human clothing as opposed to pajamas that I've worn for 2 days, because I don't leave my house very often. So yeah, anyway, that aside, yeah, 2 reading sprints down, and everybody so far with the readathon is getting super excited. Everyone is loving the prompts so far, which I'm so happy with, because honestly, we really wanted to make sure this round was going to be really fun for a lot of people, and the prompts we were really hoping everybody would love. In terms of my reading progress, I'm now on page 90 of Blood Promise out of those 2 reading sprints. I basically, for both reading sprints, read about 2 chapters. My next sprint is supposed to be for 10 minutes, so I think I'll end up reading another chapter. And I saw that my mom did pick up my prescription that I needed her to, but I don't still know whether or not she's coming out. I think she said that her hair appointment was supposed to be early this morning, but I don't remember. I could be wrong, and it could have been at like 1 o'clock, which is currently like 12:41. I have no idea. I've not heard from her yet today. So I got dressed anyway though, just because I wanted to be a little bit cozier. So I have this like light green sweater that I bought from H&M a few weeks ago, and underneath I have just a white camisole and just a pair of blue skinny jeans. I think I'm gonna take a bit of a break though and just, I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do. I don't know if I want to go upstairs at all and clean up the library yet. I don't know if I want to, I think I'm probably going to diamond paint for a little bit and watch some YouTube videos. I think that might be what I do, because 2 sprints down for the day, that's a pretty good start. And I kind of just want to take a little bit of a break and do something else for a change. So I think I'm going to go get my diamond painting, bring it out here, and start working on it while I watch some YouTube videos. So I guess we're going to do that. And hopefully I'll find out soon whether or not my mom's coming over, because I'm kind of basing the most of my day around whether or not my mom's coming to see me. So once I know for sure whether or not she's coming or not, then the whole rest of the day can kind of be decided. Like, I don't know at this point, because I don't know if we're going to go out to eat or anything. I don't know if she's going to go with me to go get groceries, which I would probably need to do today. And I don't know if we're gonna do anything else, because usually if my mom comes to visit, it's like an all day or most of the afternoon into the evening kind of thing. So it's kind of one of those things where like I have to know whether or not she's coming to figure out, am I gonna get everything else I wanted to have done today done? Okay, so I finally finished the color I was doing. It's about 2:20 in the afternoon. Let me show you how this is coming along so far. So I just basically did the entire background of the sign for Perk here. So the rest I have to do on this part is the next color, which is this lighter green border. And then after that, I have to go and do the white and stuff that is surrounding the cups. Those are the next 2 colors, but I'm taking a break from this because this alone took me almost 2 hours. And my mother has been texting me because I think her hair appointment finished and she is home. But I don't know if she's still coming out or not. So I'm gonna figure that out with her here in just a minute. But yeah, I've spent probably about almost 2 hours just doing that. So it's been quite a bit, and I'm tired from doing that, so I'm definitely gonna take a break from that for a while. Anyway, I'm gonna get a hold of my mom and see what's going on for today, and then I'm gonna probably eat something because I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything yet today, and I'm definitely getting a little shaky, so I should probably eat something. Okay, so I just got a hold of my mom, and looks like she's not gonna come over today. She's gonna come over tomorrow just because the wind is really bad. I haven't really been able to get a good like clip of how loud the wind is and like how hard it's pushing, but it's basically making the outside, like the siding of the house, creak. And back at my parents' house, like it's even more apparent when like the wind is really bad. So my mom's just a little afraid of trying to drive on the highway coming out here because it's like 50-60 mile per hour winds, which is pretty hard. So she's gonna come over tomorrow, which is totally fine. Now I've just got some lunch making in the microwave. Just warmed up one of the several lunches I have on stock for like during the week and stuff for me for work. And I think I'm gonna eat some of that and then just kind of chill out. I'm gonna watch an episode of Vox Machina, which I'm on episode 41 currently. So I'm into the 4th chapter of the story arc, which is really exciting because it's gotten to be pretty intense. I'll probably do some more reading sprints a little bit later after I've watched that episode because I'm just not in the mood to get back to reading just yet. And this is like a 4.5 hour episode, so yeah, probably this evening I'll just be more willing to go back to it. And I just need a break because my shoulder hurts now from doing that diamond painting. Hey guys, so it is now, what time is it? almost 7 o'clock in the evening. I did put my nails back on because I just was like, screw it, I want my nails on. I don't know. They feel better than they did the last time I put them on, which is interesting. I don't know why, but for some reason they do. It's probably gonna be that a couple of them will pop off before the end of the night, but you know, we'll see. I did get a package today that included both my mom's and my dad's Christmas presents, so thank God. Now I only have to wait for Robert's gift and my sister's gift that I had pre-ordered on Black Friday. So that means I pretty much have everything together except for those 2 packages for them. So my dad's all set, my mom's finally all set, other than having to finish the diamond painting. And then, yeah, so I'm pretty much all ready for Christmas. Now I just have to actually go ahead and wrap stuff, which I'm gonna be doing next weekend because I would like to spend the whole day doing that, and I didn't really want to do it today because I was just not in the mood for it. I should film my TikTok for Meet the Battle Master, but I don't really want to. I mean, honestly, it would just require a picture. Like, that's kind of the thing, is I think I'm just gonna do a picture with some text for the TikTok, which won't take a long time to create or anything. But yeah, so I feel like I want to get back to doing some sprints today. I've watched a few YouTube videos. I'm mostly caught up with my watch later playlist, other than like a handful more, and then all I have after that is like another episode of Vox Machina, which I'm not really in the mood to watch another episode today because the one I watched, the episode was like 4.5 hours long, but the last hour and a half of it was like some kind of event they were doing, so the main campaign itself was done, so I actually finished that video earlier than I thought I was going to. But the other one that I have is like 3.5 hours still, so I don't know if I'm necessarily in the mood to watch that one tonight. I might hold that one off till tomorrow, but I kind of just want to read a little bit more of Blood Promise today. I would like to try to get through maybe 2 more sprints and then see how we're doing, because I have a 10 and a 20-minute sprint that I have written here. So I'd like to get those ones done, because the next several I have after that are like 45 minutes plus. So I don't know how I'm going to feel, you know, after I get through the 2 shorter ones. And I think I might even divvy those up with watching a YouTube video or something. I may even call this vlog here in general, just because tomorrow's already going to be a little busy with my mom coming to visit. So I probably should just call this vlog here, and tomorrow spend some time editing it, stuff like that, because that editing by itself is going to take me a while to do, because these vlogs are usually an hour and I usually have like a couple hours worth of footage to go through, so it takes me some time to get through all of it. So I think I'm just going to call this vlog here. So this week it turned out pretty well, because I think earlier this week is when I finished Christine and I read the entirety of Shadow Kiss. So 2 books done this week. That's actually really impressive. And my D20 read for this month is already done. So that means that in January for Battle of the Bookish, I get to completely mood read, which is great because I wanted it to be that way so that I could pick whatever I really wanted for prompts that were gonna work the best. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you'd like to be and would like to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video.